CenterPoint allows you to attach documents to transactions and certain setup screens for easy retrieval in a paperless workflow. The first step in this process is to set your preference underneath File and Preferences. Under Preferences, we'll go to General, and then there is a setting for File Attachments. This setting needs to be set on the Database tab. The first question it'll ask is whether or not you want to display a warning message. Certain files larger than 2 megabytes can slow your system down, so you can tell the system to present you with a warning message on those. You'll also be asked where you want to store those documents. Your choices are a file repository, which is a location on your computer, your server, or even the cloud, where files will be stored in an encrypted form. The other option is to store them in your database. However, it will make your database larger, and if you are using SQL Express, there is a limit on the database size. So we're going to choose file repository. If you want to choose both options and have it prompt you for them, you could choose the top setting. If you're going to be using a file repository, you'll want to tell us the location of that file repository so you can browse out on your computer or your file server or on the cloud using the button to the right. And then you'll choose the location. I'm going to choose underneath my Documents folder a subfolder that I've created called File Repository. If you've previously stored documents in the database and you want to transfer them to the file repository, you can use the button on the bottom to do so. I'm going to click Save. If you're planning on scanning any of the documents directly from your scanner, then you need to set up that scanner first underneath File and Scanners. My scanner's already been set up, but normally you would click New here. I'm just going to edit mine and show you the screen where you would set it up. You're going to give it a name. It's going to find your scanner, so it's going to have a available scanner listed there. Then you're going to choose the source that you want to be the default source for scanning those if it is available on your scanner. So I'm choosing my auto feeder. You're going to choose the file type as either a document or image file, but we recommend it to be a PDF file. We also recommend that you scan it in black and white. It'll make the file a little bit smaller, and I'll ask you to identify what you want the prefix of those files to be. So mine is just going to be the word scan. If you want to show the scanner dialog box as you're scanning the documents in, you can check the box at the bottom. Then you're going to click Save. Off screen, I have started a payment transaction. At the bottom of all of your transaction screens will be 2 icons allowing you to attach documents. The first one would allow you to scan a document directly from your scanner, which I'm going to do now. If you've chosen to bring up your scanner dialog box, you can change any of the settings that you want to change right here. And you can click the Scan button. When the document is scanned, we'll click Done, and you'll see that the document is attached to this transaction because the icon next to it will turn yellow. If I click on that icon, you can see the document that got scanned in, and you'll see that it was called Scan and it has a number after it. You can either scan additional documents in here, attach documents from your computer, drag and drop additional documents, which I'll show you in a little bit. You can edit the document that's there. If you edit it, you can give it a further description, and you can change where it's being located or the name of it. You can also attach tags to them. Tags allow you to search for these documents in the file maintenance section, which I'll show you in a little bit. I'm going to attach a tag called water. Now, if the tag is not there yet, it's going to ask you if you want to add it. So I want all of my water bills to have a tag called water on it. I'm going to click OK on that, and then we're going to click OK on this transaction and save the transaction. As previously mentioned, you can attach documents to certain setup screens. The setup of employees, the setup of names, the setup of vendors, and the setup of customers are all screens where you can attach documents. I'm going to go into the setup of my employee, Edward Johnson here, And on the bottom of those screens, you'll also see those same icons for attaching documents. This time, I'm going to click on the paperclip icon to attach a document. Here, I can either attach the document using the Attach button and browsing for it, or I can drag and drop it. I'm going to drag and drop it. Once again, I have the same options that I had previously. I can edit the document. I can actually view the documents in here, and I can also delete them from here, or I can attach some sort of a tag by editing it. I'm going to click OK, and we'll save that as well. You do have the ability to take and use the file maintenance screen to search for those documents, to view them, or even to delete them if you're wanting to purge off old documents. You can go to Setup, into File Attachments, into File Attachment Maintenance for that. You can see that I have a couple different attachments here. And if I wanted to take and filter for any of those using the tags, I could just type in the tag and then click Search. The other way to bring up the tag rather than typing it in, though, would be to click on the icon to the right and then say which tags I want to search for, and then click the search button. And it would find all of those documents with those tags on them. I'm going to remove the tag and click Search again. You can filter for documents by a date range, and then if you want to purge off any of those old documents, you can highlight them and delete, and it would delete all of those documents within that date range. The filters at the top also allow you to search for documents via what screen they were attached to and by who had attached them. This screen allows you to view any of those documents, but it also allows you to delete them. If a document was attached to a transaction, you can see that in Transaction Search. I'm going to go to Transaction Search, and on all of the formats, you should be able to go to the Columns tab and add a column that is called Attachments, and then click Search. And you'll see here that when a transaction has an attachment on it, you'll see how many attachments are attached to that transaction to the right there. You can still edit the transaction, and on the edit screen then you would also be able to view the document that is attached. The last part is if you have attachments, you'll probably want to back up those attachments, and to do that you'll go to File and Backup and then choose to back up your file repository.